Well, I'm in the tent. It's still winter. And during the cold snap, power steering hose. Yeah. So on this one, I gotta climb down, get down underneath in here, underneath and then on top of this, and then back up in there is where I gotta go. So I gotta lift up this truck, get it up in the air, get this power steering hose off, do a bunch of other little things, like, you know, lift the truck up. Ah, wait, oh, I got enough room. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to hit you guys. I got enough room there to get in there. Yeah, I started this about 6 o'clock. I came out here, got a fire going. Did some research. Got a list of tools and things I will need to complete my task. It's quite the list. So I'm going to get this stuff together. And then I'll probably lift up the front of the truck, then I'll get back to you guys. You won't be really missing much but me running around with my head cut off. Anybody that knows me, that's about par for the course. So, yeah, see you in about, what, half hour, 45 minutes if lucky. Bye. Well, the tools are heating. The truck is off the ground. Time to quit procrastinating and dive into this nightmare that is a power steering hose. Oh boy. I really dislike doing these guys. So the first thing that's got to come off here is this plastic tray here. Apparently, I've been told it's an 8mm. You can't really see it. It's just go by feel and hope for the best. Being plastic, this shouldn't have been torqued down super duper hard, so it shouldn't be a pain in the butt to get off of here. So I'm just gonna start it with this little wrench, and I'm gonna switch it over to a different wrench that's ratcheting. That way it'll help. Oh, I get it the right way. If I can find it again. Where is it up there? Yeah, this is going to be a fun day. How long do they got to make these bolts? Well, after a bit of a fight, I managed to get that drip tray out of there. As you can see, it's going to need a cleaning. So when you change your oil, this is a little tray. The final oil is supposed to come down that, and yeah. Well, that's an 8mm. The next thing to do is to climb underneath here and work on the sensor. So we got to disconnect electrical on it, and then we got to remove the sensor itself, and then start working on clamps and clips. And we're going to do the disconnect very, very last. That way we can reduce contamination the best we can. So, yeah. Now, the one thing that's kind of nice as you take this off, once you take the sensor out, is you will have an open hole that will be exposed. But that's the old hose that's going out. But on the end of the sensor, though, you got to wrap that sucker up and protect it because you don't want to foul it. So, I'm going to see if I can disconnect the electrical here and then pull that sensor out. And, yeah. Joyce. Well, after several minutes of cursing and swearing, I managed to disconnect it. Alright. I'll turn this light on here. That's where she goes in up there. The next thing I do is these brackets here, and I think I'm going to put some lubricant on that. There's another bracket up over there. Yeah, it's great. Once I get the brackets off, then I got to pull the oil filter off, and then I got to get into this guy. Just great. Ay. What a great location. Okay. So, I'm going to come back. Hopefully I got this bracket here off. That's a 10 mil. And I believe this one's another one of those friendly 8 millimeters. So yeah, I get some lube in there, free those up, and I'll be able to take all these clips and clamps apart in a vise, transfer them onto the other one, and then I get to figure out exactly where this line fails. Joy. Oh boy. Good times. Okay. Fun. Yep. I don't know where to begin first here. Oh, it's all bad. It's all bad. I just pulled the oil filter out. Now we have room to get underneath there and clean that out. I also got to now get in there and cover that hole up where the oil filter is. And we don't have to worry about contamination on it. So I'm going to let it drip. I'm going to give it a wipe. And then I'm going to wrap it up with some tape, I think. And hopefully the residual oil won't bugger up the tape. And then I got to get into that line and somehow cut it. I don't know how the heck I'm going to manage that. Get a hacksaw blade in there or freaking tiny handsaw or some damn thing. I don't know. And then I got to unscrew that line from the bottom of that pump where that belt is. Yeah, just above the rad coolant hose. Yeah, great location. Tight spot. Awesome. There's no way to get it from below. But I'm planning on reusing the filter. One thing I also did too is I tore a finger off a rubber glove and used it on the sensor just to keep the end of that clean. You don't have to worry about that getting that dirty in. Well, I had the glove out and I'm going to be reusing the filter, so just to keep the filter clean, I just put the glove on top. See, I got that finger missing. I'm getting all crafty with this here. I'll set you all up. Clean as possible anyways. And then we'll put that down here. We got a couple fasteners for the line. So we got the clips out, we got the filter removed, we got the sensor out, we got the oil filter out, and the next thing to do is to cut that line and then remove it from the pump and then do it down below here into the power steering block. I'm trying to do everything, work my way downhill, that way it can reduce contamination into the stuff as I go. And it's going to be the same procedure for putting stuff back in. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way back up. That way I don't have to worry about getting stuff into places where stuff shouldn't be getting into. One thing I also did was I have the front end of the truck elevated, so that way once everything's all back together, I can easily just move the steering wheel and manually purge the system of excess air and be on our way. So I'm looking forward to getting that all done. Get that together. But anyways, it's time to go in for a little bit of a break, so I need to find some tape. I got that oil filter kind of taken care of. Now I got to come in here with a little hacksaw and get underneath and cut that hose so I can unscrew that fitting, which is going to be nightmare fuel. So I'm going to turn all this stuff off and I'll update you guys when I get there. Wish me luck. I think it's going to be the most nightmarish part of the whole task. Well, after getting this little guy and adjusting it so I was cutting while pulling in the downward angle, finally got in through the tube, through the metal case in there, and she's starting to drip out of there. So once that's done dripping, I'm going to finish that cut off, and I'll be able to pull out that hose on the top end, and I'll be able to pull out the bracket. So that's going pretty darn good. It's just a real tight, ugly, evil spot to work in. That's about all. So after about, it felt like an hour of fighting and struggling, I finally got to the point where the hose will break free. There we go. Now I can get in here with, I believe it was an 18 millimeter socket with an extension and take it off from the backside. Ooh, yeah. Boy, fun times. Now, I'll catch you up on the next one. Till then. Well, the ratchet was able to fit up in there. I was able to pull it out. And now I can inspect my hacksaw job. Excellent. This means I'm now actually ready to open the bag of parts. Oh yeah, to be at this part in this stage. What a lovely part. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna stick this little guy over here at the fastener pile. Now to bust open the bag. Frick yeah. What a nice bag it is. Sorry about the fan in the background there, but it's needed. So, before I even get into this, I am going to mask up the ends of these hoses to prevent contamination from getting in the brand new stuff. Buggered up right at the echo. All purpose. There we go. So those are nice and covered up. You can just put that back over here. Little bags of parts. And this is the one we're going for. Now we gotta get that up and in there. I like that. It even came with a cap. They're O-rings. These are the two O-rings that go on the other end. There's a square one and a round one. Square one goes on first, round one goes on second. Put these spare parts right there. Alright. Take this little guy for a little cruise and see if I can get this up in there. Good luck. Oh yeah, there it is. Way up in there. I don't know if I can get it in there this way. I might have to move the light out of the way that I have. It's conveniently wedged in there. Oh boy. Old hose is kind of in the way. Not a big deal. I'm just kind of go by feel here, and feeling like this whole hose is in the way. Alright. That's kind of working out well. It's draining into that. There we go. Going in by hand. Awesome. So the new hose just clicks right into this, so you can tighten that up and in there now. I don't know if you can see that, but we've got the new guy up and in there. Now, I'm going to get below here and yeah, that worked out actually pretty well because now I'm straightening out the rest of the system. Now, I'll tighten this little fella up. I'm going to turn this off, tighten this up. The next part is to disconnect the hose on the other end. Like I say, I'm working my way downhill and getting things done. So I'm pretty happy the way things have progressed. So it was going to be an ugly job location-wise, but at least it's going pretty decent. Alright, we got the old hose out of the vehicle. We have the new hose. So what we got to do is we got to remove this clamp, this sensor, and this clamp here, and put them on where they're supposed to be over here. And so once I get this onto here, I'll show you what it looks like, and that's going to go back into there. Well, all the little odds and ends are on the new hose. I still got the ends masked and capped because, well, they're dirty. That'll stay on there right till the last moment and it gets inserted. And so, here we go. We're going to do our magic. We're going to put this end in first. Then we're going to do this end, and then we're going to do all the stuff in between. So, yes, looking forward to getting this done. So, let's just get this old hose and throw that off to the side and continue on trucking. Well, the new hose is in place. It was a bit of a fight. I ended up using the clamp up here, the 8 mil, to hold it in place. Then the 10 mil, and then bonked her in. She seated in. I still have to insert the lower section of hose. Yeah, that's about where we're at here. So I'm going to get that lower section hose together and call this where she is. Heck yeah. Okay, new hose is in. Last step of this is to put the oil filter back in, and then the little tray here that the oil filter drains onto, and also I got to do the sensor here. So that's where we're at. Pretty awesome. Now I managed to get the oil filter back in there. Got the little runoff tray. Even cleaned it up a bit. Got the new hose all in there. Got the sensor in there. I think I'm going to put a little chunk of hose underneath there just to shield it, protect it, so it's not rubbing against that cross member there. Use a couple of zip ties to hold her in place, and that'll be about that for that. And then it'll be protected and won't be rubbing against that. That's where she's going to fail. It's going to be right there, guys. So yeah, that came together pretty good. Just a pain in the butt to work in this ugly spot. A little bit of fluids, you know what I mean? So I gotta probably put about a quart of oil in here, and also put in more fluid. It's slowly going down in there. I haven't even got my light on. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna put the battery charger on here because the battery's dead. And I gotta fix the cord here for block heater, and I also gotta put the license plate back on the front. So, but for the most part, power steering job is done. Yay! Call this one good. Oh shit, my phone. It's probably not good for it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope if you ever do power steering hose on your vehicle, this is helpful for you. Remember, it's an 09 F-150 XLT, 4-wheel drive. Yep. One thing after another. You almost need to have two vehicles nowadays just to keep the one going while you're fixing the other one. Anyways, again, thanks for watching. Hope you like. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. If you find this is a little long-winded, let me know. I can always trim shit up and make it a little faster, you know. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'm ready to go in and have me a break. Eat some breakfast.